Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and today we want to talk about these things. You're saying, what are these? These are the levels which you attach to your string, so you can see if your scopes and if everything's lined up. Now, I had a customer today who phoned me and he said, I've sent you an email to show you these aren't level on a CAD design, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. So I want to show you what I did, and I want to show you about this. But before I do this, there's three of them. There's an orange one, there's a dark yellow one, and there's a light yellow one. So now what some people are going to say, they're going to criticize, so that's fine, you can criticize all you want. They're going to say one of these is a copy of the others and so on, right? Now, I don't know what the laws are as far as, copy and what you can't copy and what the copyrights are of products. All I know is these things are for sale in the archery community. They're available on eBay, they're available on Amazon, they're available on Alibaba, they're available in places, right? So as an archery shop, I think things should be available because I don't want people going to Alibaba, or I don't want people going to eBay. I want people coming to my shop. I want people coming to my shop to buy archery gear. So as a result, I want to have a range of products at different price points for people. So with that said, I don't know if levels have a copyright or anything. I just have them in my shop. I have them for sale, and that's what I'm doing this video on. So now there are other products which some people say, well, this applies to the copyright. I don't know what applies to copyrights or not. I know I've been doing this forever, 40 years. I've seen products come and go. I've seen Stanislavski get very upset. Mel Stanislavski get very upset with people copying his backspin release aid. When I say backspin, his hinge release aid. So I've seen lots of people get upset. I know Biter gets upset by people copying some of their stuff, but it's, when you have a Biter plunger which is $150 and then someone else makes one for $15, it's obviously not the same product. And that's what I'm going to say with these things here. So one of these is about 20 bucks and the other ones are about $5. So that's where we're going to start up. So the first thing is, when this guy told me these things were, there was problems, and he said, well, I brought, I'm going to say one of them, and then he said, I brought the other one, and that had problems too. And I'm like, oh, okay, no one's reported it, and I've been selling them for ages. So what I did is I popped them on the bench. So I'm going to pop these on the bench, and I'm going to show you a picture of them. So I'm going to pop them all down alongside of one another. Now I'm assuming my bench is square, okay? So I don't have a spirit level here because I'm building a pergola. So I'm going to lie these all down on a bench. So I'm assuming with this, it's just complete assumption, I'm assuming the base is level. And that's obviously an assumption, because what this bubble here is doing is measuring horizontal width here. But what I'm going to say is, you look at that one, you can pretty much see that it's not square. You can see it's up on this side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture and show you the three of these sitting on my bench. Okay, so you can see the light yellow one on the left. The bubble's way to the left. You can see the yellow one in the middle. The bubble's kind of in the center, but not in the center. And you can see the orange one, the bubble's way to the right. And that's where it's actually pointing upwards, which is where the bubble should be. So you say, well, okay, that may not be a valid thing. Let's just lay these on the bench that way, and we're going to see how this bubble reacts that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay those on the bench, and we're going to take another picture. Hopefully from that you can see the left hand side light yellow, the bubble's pointing down, so it shows that the left hand side's high. The one in the middle is pretty much spot on, and the end one, the orange one, the bubble's sitting up to the left, so not square. Now the main bubble I use, in fact I've never used this bubble here. The main bubble I use is this one here. So we want to see how this bubble sits. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit them all up on the bench, and I'll keep them in the same order. And we're going to have a look how these bubbles sit. Okay, so you can see the light yellow one, the bubble sitting high to the right. You can see the yellow one in the middle is sitting dead in the center, and you can see the orange one sitting high to the left. So you go, well, okay, Stephen, your bench may not be square. Okay, that's why I'm doing it in the kitchen and not in my archery shop. Now, the first way I used to check my bow is level and the scope's level is I used to put my bow against a wall. So a hinge on when I say a hinge, the door frame is what I used to use because door frames used to always be square. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put these up against the door hinge, a door frame, and see how these bubbles line up. So I'm here at the door hinge, and we're going to door frame. And I'm going to put this up against the door frame. Now, it's not too bad up against the door frame. It's slightly high on this side, so it's indicating it's slightly like that. Now, you might say, well, these things here are different lengths. So what we'll do is we'll spin it around this way, and it's fractionally low. So it's fractionally low. So this would indicate that this is slightly high, it's slightly that way inclined. Now I'm going to do the dark yellow one, put it up against the frame, and that is spot on. Turn it around the other way, and that is spot on. Now I grab the orange one, the one with the wonky top. Look at that, that's just... Anyway, it is what it is. Put it up against the wall. This is actually not too bad. It's fractionally down low. And then we're going to put it the other way. And it's fractionally high. So what does that tell me about these devices? Now, there's other devices made by Brightsight, which you can attach to your sight and attach to your string to do all this alignment as well, which is a magnet, and we've done a review on that product. So what it kind of tells me, well, this to me looks like the best of the three. But is it spot on? Like, it's not bad, it's pretty good, but it's not as good as maybe a proper Spirit level that you'd buy for maybe $80. These two, well, this at the top is just absolutely atrocious, as you can see. This one wasn't too bad. So price points on these. This is the RS level kit. This is the expensive one from America. Retails in Australia for about 20 bucks. These are two Chinese products. They retail for about $5. And which ones are they? I actually don't know. So they are what they are. So just bear in mind, I'm going to say you pay for what you get. Generally, a more expensive product is going to be better, generally, than a cheaper product. I mean, is this acceptable for the price? Like, it's $5, I don't know. Now, I don't really use this stuff, so for me, it's never been that much of an issue. To do my scopes, I put the scopes against the hinge of the wall. I've done a video on how you do your sight on a third axis adjustment from Brightsight. So I've never really used these things. I have used this one before in my shop, and I have used these before just to sort of test out stuff, but you can't really adjust them, and so you can't adjust the bubbles on all three of them, so that's kind of set. But before you do your review and before you test your bow and set it all up, make sure the stuff's square. I don't know how you would adjust it, but yeah, otherwise use a Spirit level that you buy from a hardware store, which obviously a lot more expensive. I mean, the beauty of these, they just clip on, but I'm not certain about these cheaper ones anymore. In fact, I probably won't stock them again. Even though I do like stocking cheaper products, because that way people can see them and they can go, well, yeah, I don't like that. I like the better quality product. Like the plastic is different. This plastic here is harder plastic. These plastics are softer. I mean, I like people to be able to feel and see stuff and then make a choice. So yeah, but for me, I think these are pretty average, below average, and this is not bad. But still, I did find some things, but it could be the way I measured it as well. So, because it wasn't bad in the other angles. So it wasn't great up and down like that. So on the bench, and that could be the base here, because the base, I hit it with it did have a little nipple down the bottom here, which I just hit with an angle grinder before I did the review. But I think the base is pretty square, but that's just my interpretation. Anyway, that's the better one of the three. So I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. Enjoy your archery and just be a bit careful when you're buying the cheaper products, wherever you buy them from. Thanks for watching. Bye.